before starting this video, I like to say this is the part 2, right? And if you haven't seen part 1, then there's no point of you watching this video. If you have seen part 1 and you haven't completed it, then go back, don't watch this video, put it on your watch later, whatever, but don't watch it until it's time to watch it. Anyways, I'll first of all do a brief overview, like a recap of what we're talking about in the first video. The first video was a lot of people try making money. They go to the online courses and everything, and the online courses work, it's not like they don't, but they're missing out on the key part, which is that to actually start making money, that's like level 3. You need to start out at level 1 and actually do self-improvement to be able to work properly, efficiently, and eventually make money. What we talked about was mindfulness, which links into other stuff like meditation, gym. If you're not consistent in the gym, how you're going to be consistent in your work. Then also we have focus, so you can focus on your work, and discipline, so obviously you work when you work, nothing else, and other stuff, which is to like be more understanding and aware of your like situation, so you can like which follows on to what we have in this video. So first things first, I'm going to talk about like how the money works, a really fast version of how it works. So you've got the Federal Reserve if you're in America, or just your central bank wherever you are. Then you've got the banks, you've got the governments, and you've got you. So how it works is, used to be linked to the gold standard, now it's not. What the banks do now is the government doesn't print the money, the central bank prints money, so they're the ones that create the money, and they loan the money out to the government. Like if you go to the bank and you say, hi, can I have 10 grand, I'll pay you back 11 grand. That's basically what the government does with the central bank, but obviously it's different with like the interest rates. It won't be exactly like that, and for that reason, in something like a war or a crisis or COVID, I don't know if I can even say that, whatever, I'm a small YouTuber, but stuff like that, they love crises because the government's stressed, the people are stressing the government because of all the stuff they're putting in the news, and they own the news as well, so they're making you panic, which is making you put pressure on the government's under pressure, and they have to get this loans and this money printed and in their hands so that they can do stuff to help the economy or whatever, fund the war, or print the COVID masks, or do the research or whatever. So they do that, right? And because there's so much pressure from the public or whatever, or to win the war, they can charge higher interest rates, and then therefore they get more money. But that is the basics part of that, right? Then obviously you get the money because they pay it out. Businesses, the banks they get paid to the banks, and the banks give out the money to loans for businesses. But another thing is, a bank, the money it's not like you give them £1,000 and they store £1,000, right? It doesn't work like that. If you give them £1,000, the bank takes that £1,000, but it's not, they don't keep it. Say some other guy comes in and says, look, I want a £1,000 loan, and the bank's like, yeah, but you've got to pay interest. For example, we'll say it's like 10%, so that guy has to pay £1,100 to the bank. So he gets the money. So the bank let's say they had no money to begin with, but you deposited the money, and the bank used that money to pay back this person. Once he's paid back that loan, the bank has £1,000, which if you go back and take your money out, they can give to you, but they've also got £100 which they've made from interest. and what they do is with that £1,100, someone comes and they say, I want £1,100, and then they give it out, and then they keep giving it out and taking it back in as interest, and that's how they generate money, right? Also, in your bank you have interest. Well, doesn't really matter. It's not high enough. Inflation's always going up. Inflation's up here. Your interest in the bank is down here. So if you put any money in the bank, it's basically just going to melt away. So there's no point saving. And then also, if you're getting rich, isn't like a saving problem. Obviously, if you spend too much, right, you're gonna not have enough money. But at some point, it's an income problem, because if you had more income and spent the same money, then you wouldn't be poor. But then, well, wouldn't you spend more money? Well, yeah, but then at a certain point, you get more money than you can spend. So you just, I mean, let's be honest, if you're spending 10 grand in a month, even if you're left with £500 or £50 at the end of it, you'd still consider that rich, right? Rich isn't how much money you can save. You think of it as how much money they can spend and how much money they have. So a lot of the things that you're told is like, oh yeah, go save, don't buy a cappuccino, save that money, and then in 60 years you'll have enough money to live alone. But that's not the case. And even if you put it in an investment fund, chances are it's not gonna go up, because what you're saving, not enough money every month, which isn't gonna, there's no point investing in stuff like the safe rising assets unless you've got enough money. If you're putting like £100 a month in some savings account with like even £500, if you're putting that much every month into some random investment firm where they give you like a certain percentage back, it's not going to be worth it. You need to put in actual amounts of money, big amounts of money, if you want to start investing or trading or whatever, in stocks and crypto and stuff like that. But that's essentially the start of it. And the other reason which people really can't get rich is consumerism. A lot of this stuff you don't need, it's just a lot of stuff that you want. So a lot of they get you in a lot of like addictions, like junk food or TV or video games or something like that, even music, right? But once they've got you like that, you'll spend the money on that, and that's how they also keep you from making money. Now, lots of people will argue about what being rich actually is, but there's different kinds of things which will satisfy different kinds of people. So first things first, if you have just financial freedom, which is you can spend all the money you want and you don't have to worry. Then you have location freedom, which is you can spend whatever you want, but just location freedom is you can go wherever you want. You kind of need financial freedom because to pay for the plane or the boat or whatever, and you can go wherever, you're not needed anywhere specifically, so you can go wherever you want. And then third is time freedom, so you don't want to, if you can go anywhere in the world, but you still have to be working 8-10 hours a day on your laptop, it's not worth it. So you'll be able to spend time whenever you want, work when you want, and then obviously spend time on other things. No one's telling you to do this at this time, and that's the freedoms which you would like to achieve, obviously. And when thinking about making money, making a business, you want if you want something like if you're in the UK, right, you need to, after you're done your GCSEs or whatever, when you're 16 you have to stay in some form of education till you're 18. There's another scheme where it's like you have to like call someone every week or like a few times a week, and you check on them and to make sure that you're not just not going to school and you're just like sat at home playing video games or something, and you're actually maybe doing something. but there's certain things I haven't looked into it too much yet, but you have to be in some form of education until you're 18. So what you could do is do a college, right? But college takes away a bit of your time, and you don't get a lot from it, right? Maybe you'll get a degree, and that's it. But a degree is worthless. The information is probably worth more than the degree, and a lot of that information you can get online from books or whatever, right? And second choice is to get an apprenticeship, right? Yes, maybe you'll have more hours than some colleges, but it depends on the courses you're doing in the college. If you're only doing it to waste time, then you're wasting time, right? What's the point of going? And don't say, I'm going to go do business, I'm going to go do economics, because business and economics at college isn't going to help you at all if you want to make money. If you want to actually do business, study something for business, you might as well go learn psychology or philosophy. You know, psychology, you can help understand people, you can sell to them easier. And then philosophy, you know, think outside the box, think differently to the other people, so you can get new ideas. But all of even psychology and philosophy, these are stuff you can learn in books, learn online, like. So I think, and you don't get paid when you go to college unless you have a side job or something which takes up more money, which you could be using to set up a business. It's just not the ideal. So an apprenticeship, right, in my view, that is the ideal, unless you've already got some sort of cash stream coming in where you can support yourself and your business, and you know you're not gonna, like, and I mean like a decent cash stream, because apprenticeships you can get paid quite a bit. But for these apprenticeships, you want to learn skills, right? You don't want to just learn anything just because it pays well. You want to do something which, obviously, not something that like your heart loves. Which, if you can find something which your heart loves, then great, do that. But if it's like something that you'll feel fine doing, like, you won't be like, oh, I've got to go work. And like, obviously you'll be like, oh, I've got to go work, but it's not like you actually hate the work. It's just you just don't want to get up, or you're tired or whatever, and you don't like your boss. You know, that's a different thing. But if it's something which you can enjoy and you can not like hate your life over working at this place, get an apprenticeship, but make sure it's a skill, make sure it's a good skill, because if you start learning in anything, even if it's in a business, this isn't just like apprenticeships, like going on jobs, this is like for business or whatever. You need to learn skills which that will stay in the marketplace, like for example bricklaying or carpentry or plumbing, maybe electrician for the foreseeable future. These are stable jobs. People are going to need houses, people are going to need plumbers to fix their houses, people are going to need carpenters to put all the furniture and all the supports and all the wooden stuff in the houses. Obviously architects, designers, engineers, these people you're going to need to build the houses, design the houses, make the houses look good, because people are going to want good looking houses and stable houses, obviously. And this is just like one sector, which is like building. Like, obviously you're always going to need housing. What else you're also going to need is health. So, but there's not really any apprenticeships for that. So the easiest for me would be just going into some sort of building, and that's a stable skill. People are always going to need houses, people are always going to need people to build stuff. But the main reason is, instead of just going to college, wasting your time and not getting paid, I'm spending my time instead. I'm investing in the apprenticeship, because you go college, you're not investing in anything. You get a degree and then you've lost money. So you've invested and you've lost money, because you don't even get paid to go to college unless you're working in another job which has nothing to do with college. You can't say, oh, I'm going to college, but yeah, I can work on a job on the side. No, that's dumb. Why don't you just work on the job on the side and not go to college? Then you're not wasting your time, because you're investing time into that other job first and foremost. So with an apprenticeship or something like that, just anything where you get paid, you're investing your time. It's not a waste, because you're investing your time you're getting a skill. Maybe it's not worth that much, the skill in itself. It could be, it could not be, but you're also getting paid for your time like you'd be a normal worker. So it's not completely useless, because you can use that money to put it into your business, or take care of other things which take up time, pay someone to do stuff for you. So that is the thing. You want a skill that's good, you want something scalable when you actually go to your business, whether it's like you can do video editing, right now people are going to need people to edit their videos. Well, AI is taking over, but I don't know, I haven't found AI to edit my videos yet. If I could, then they wouldn't look like this. But something like editing or photo shooting, like stuff like this, it's good. It could be a good business, but it's not scalable. You want something that's scalable, something which you don't have to do everything. You don't have to be at a certain. You're not limited. You can hire other people and get them to do work for you, and you can just be like the figurehead of it. You can go into the meetings, you can do the advertising. Even then, you can get other people to do the advertising and do the meetings. You can just be the person who organizes it all and collects the money. That's how a lot of these businesses work. Next thing is what you want to be able to do. You want a good character, a business character. You don't want to be a shy little boy, because in reality your age doesn't really matter. It's about the image you put out. It's not the physical image of age or anything. It's the mental image you put out is the most important image. So what you want to do is you want to get really, and I mean really good at speaking to people, understanding people, learning to like emphasize with people, and really take a deeper look into people, not just like listening to what they're saying, but like actually analyzing it. Like someone tells you something, then you start thinking, oh, what could that be caused by? What could this person problems be caused by? What is this person really complaining about? Look into their deeper problems, and once you can do that and speak with them clearly, speak with intention, speak like you're the person who knows this. If you speak like you're the person that they should go to, like you're the expert, they're going to be more likely to buy from you. If you speak and say and act and say, oh, well usually something like this is £2,000 a month, but because I'm new, I'll give you £100, they're not going to buy it, right? Because if someone charges £100 a month, they're going to think your work's rubbish. What you want is, you want to charge like you're the professional. Alright, obviously not like charging 10 grand a month if it's like 5 grand a month, 8 grand a month usually, or something like that. But you want to charge how you should be charged, not like a rookie or a beginner, because then that gives off a bad vibe. Because the saying, you get what you pay for, and these business owners who you're dealing with, they know they get what they pay for. They'd much rather pay for something with more money because they feel more safe. Even if the other guy's got more experience, if he's saying £100 a month and you're saying £2,000 a month, a lot of the time they're going to go with the safer option. Look, I'm paying £2,000. There's no way it can be bad for £2,000. £100, this guy's only getting £100. He could just do us over. So it's a lot of mentality stuff like that. Knowing how to read people, understand people, and know what people want is another important thing. If you find out people's problems, you can fix them and sell it to them. That's just basic marketing or business. So obviously a lot of these businesses all comes down to one thing, and that is the age-old business of sales. Selling something to someone and advertising something to someone, convincing them to buy. This is something that's been around for so long, since we were bartering, or since the Iron Age, since the Bronze Age, so far back, when you were convincing people to give you something for something else, whether it was you giving them this shiny rock for that piece of meat, you had to convince them and do the deal, right? So sales has always been a long thing. If you know how to do sales, you are going to be able to succeed in a lot of businesses, because a lot of the businesses that you're going to go into come into that core thing of advertising, knowing how to speak with people and get them to buy or whatever, buy into whatever it is. whether it can be business, it can be relationships, it can be your boss at work. If you know how to convince people to get them to buy what you want, then you can go further in life. And third part of the video is we're going to talk about the things that people just really need to hear. First things first, people don't want to charge money, or they think that they can't go into business, or that there's already people in this business so they can't make any money. No, that's not how it works. There's so much money in the world, and you just don't see it because obviously rich people go where rich people go. If you're not rich, then you're not seeing the money. But all of these rich people, they're seeing the money. They're telling you, look, there's all this money in the world. How do you think people are having billion, trillion, no, not trillions, I'm bugging, million, $billion houses or whatever in some coast, or all the people that live in Dubai, all the luxury yachts in Dubai, all the palm leaves, all these people that are paying millions and millions, sometimes a day, to live at these places. There's money in the world, and you just need to know how to take it from, well, not take it, but we're going to make this brief, but this is what you need to know. Advertising and outreach, it is a long process. You can't advertise for a month and then give up because you haven't got anyone, or do outreach and send emails for a month and give up because you haven't seen anyone. Unless your purpose has changed, you don't give up. If you're like really, like, you know your purpose has changed above this, then you don't give up, because advertising, outreach, it's such a long process. It just takes such a long time, and it's just about consistency. You're getting tested every day when you don't get the messages back, when you don't get the emails or whatever. That's you getting tested to see if you can carry on. And once you've passed that test where you can carry on and not give up, then you get the reward. Alright? Another thing we didn't really touch on is advertising is such an important thing. Advertising, obviously nowadays you can see it anywhere. Social medias like Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, all of this is free. And why? It's because they sell you either advertising, or they sell your information of what you're searching or whatever to advertisers so that they can advertise to you more efficiently. So advertising is a big thing now, and it's going to be a big thing, and it's going to be important in whatever business you're in or you're going to go into. But it's been a long video, but always remember, if you want to join the community, it's in the description. Then there's a video that's been recommended to you from YouTube, and then remember to subscribe and then like if you enjoy the video, and because it helps with the algorithm and it gets it out to other people. But yeah, anyways.